anything. You just advise it
Frank
to.
is in the house. Even though he blocked me from his channel, he's in the house.
Good morning, Big Kevin, Big E.
Morning, Frank.
Uh, the problem I have with you, Big E, is uh, I know for a fact that if I did a show, you got a good profession, you're happy with. If I did a show on you every day, and I said that you were a genuine children molester, I don't think you'd appreciate it. You have a job, family, a reputation, profession to think about. Okay, now that hasn't happened to you in that way. And for people that think that I'm going overbound with Mr. Jordan, that's not the case at all. I would have left this thing all alone. It was the
Wait a minute.
magical word.
Wait,
Calling me
Frank.
a child molester, that is wrong, wrong, wrong. And it's not the immigration issue. You know what? To me, that's very secondary. Yeah, I'm glad he's in a jail cell and all that shit. Am I proud of myself? Yeah, I'm proud of myself.
Too, but let me just can I just answer that before you get
Yeah, go
wound
ahead.
up? I'm supposed to
Yeah, I'm not
go
wound
to.
up. I'm not wound up at all. I'm talking
In
to you
fact,
just personally. But when you really think about it, look, guys, never, I told you, I said straight out on my show, I'm not an angel by any means, but I don't go to that degree with somebody, do a show every single day, threaten their life every single day, call them a child molester every single day. I get angry like anybody else does. It's a human,
He,
but nobody under any situation at all should come on a show every single day and tell the world that this, because that could get me killed. Child molesters get killed. Understand that. I take this shit very seriously. I got a reputation to withhold. Some guy pulled that shit on me on Facebook and he has no defense. I got a case coming up this fucking week. It's an actual court trial, finally. And he has no defense at all. And he's not Barry and he's not anybody else. He's somebody that's not even on YouTube. And I never met him, lived in my own town at the time. But understand something, nobody has to like me or anybody else. But there's a limit on how far you can prove your dislike for somebody. You don't under any situation. You know, now if I said that you were a child molester, you have the right to come see me and pound me in the ground like a railroad spike. And maybe they'd like to live that life and they can't, but that doesn't mean you have to get online and call them a child molester. If I had a job, like I said many times, I'm going to be redundant. The profession, everything gone, the family, the white picket fence in America, whatever it is, like yourself,
Arrow, come on up.
you got a good profession going. And if somebody ruined your reputation by saying you were an actual going after little kiddies and stuff like that,
Can
your whole
I
career
cut
would
in
be
real quick,
ruined.
Frank?
And yeah, I'm getting off anyway. You'll have plenty of time to talk. Let me just finish up. It's only a
No,
minute.
I wanted
i
to ask you a question if you don't
yeah,
mind.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead while I'm on
Yeah, no,
here.
I totally agree with the whole child predator thing. Of course, nowadays it's kind of like racism; it hardly holds water anymore. But I agree you shouldn't call other people that. So I want to ask you, why would you call the Quinton Blue guy saying he molested his niece?
Well, first of all, let me correct you on that. I never directly said he molested his niece. I
Oh yeah,
said,
of course you did. I heard it.
let's just listen. You asked a question. Let me finish it, or I'll just hang up. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I
Listen,
don't give a
No,
fuck
no,
either.
finish your talk.
You said
well,
it.
I
I
asked the
heard it.
question.
A
You
lot
don't
of
give
other
a fuck.
people here in
Don't
the thing.
If you don't give a
So
fuck, don't answer
you
the
don't want
question. But I'll answer it for
people to
you.
say that, but you say it
Let,
directly.
Dave
Go
let him
had
ahead.
finish
to
his.
let me finish what I have to say. That's a problem on this show. You want to hear somebody come on the line, say something, then you interrupt all the time. During that period of time, I'm going to make this perfectly clear. Everybody surmised there was something going on. We don't know what it was. And although we can't definitively say there was anything like that going on, something was going on where something did happen with his niece. And it required, he had so much concern on this that he had to get a lawyer. It turned out that his niece's family had to get a lawyer. So when people came on, they deducted, like they normally do, that there was
You
something
deducted.
funny going on between him and his niece. Okay. Now, we still don't know the answer to that today. We don't know why he abruptly left
So the
the
default
vow.
position is child molester. Is that's the default position?
I didn't call him directly a
You
child
did call
molester.
him that. See,
I don't
people
remember
in the
ever directly
community,
calling him that.
they haven't been around for a while. There's a lot of guys, like Big E saying he don't know what happened with Bama and all this other stuff. You want people to forget the things that you personally have done.
Well, first of all, apparently you don't care to listen to my shows, or you do and just don't want to talk about it. I have said on 3 occasions on there, well, more than 3 occasions, but I've apologized on 3 occasions. I said that in a moment of anger, sometimes we say things we don't mean. But the difference is, sir, if you repeatedly do that and you come on your show all the time, that puts you in a really bad light. I'm man enough to say that I'm not innocent on here, but I've defended myself to a point of unbelievability that anybody would defend themselves to the point I've done and go as far as I've done. I'm not innocent, never said I was. We all have moments of anger, sir. And out of that anger, you'll even to your mate, to your friends, to your parents, I don't care who it is, you might say something out
Barry
of
was
anger.
just angry. Barry was just angry when he called you that.
He was what?
He was angry when he called you a child molester.
No. If it's one time here and there, I'd say he was
no,
angry.
you can get mad pretty often. I mean, you got mad for a good year or so calling.
Well, look, it's one
the other
thing
guy.
if somebody comes on and says you're this or that. However, if it's a repeat pattern, I disagree with you. He did that on every show for how long? That is not excusable. It's never going to be excusable. Call me every name in the book, but don't call me a fucking child molester. I will be on your ass like fucking peanut butter and jelly. He belongs where he is.
Let me ask another question, if you don't mind. So I recently heard this thing where you were with some little boy and you sung like the PP song or whatever. Do you regret talking about inappropriate stuff with a younger child?
You mean singing a Muffin Man song? Oh, get real. Come on, man. There was nothing graphic there at all. Talking about pee-pee.
I mean, I would.
I gotta go pee-pee. Well, gee, I
disagree.
gotta go pee-pee pretty soon. I should be in jail because I'm saying the word pee-pee.
No, I didn't
Okay.
say jail. I'm just saying what I listened to, what I heard, which sounded very inappropriate to be discussing with the child.
People turned it around and turned it on its head in every other which direction, okay? Because
I
it did
listened to
something
it,
to them. It profited them somehow to build this up into something it wasn't. It was very simple. The neighbor's kid came in unannounced. I was doing a show in there. We were against Fazio at the time, and we were singing the Muffin Man song. He happened to walk in on there. Actually, he talked to a few people on there, and he had a good time. He's a good kid. I still like the kid. He's a good kid.
So the
he's
parents
visited.
thought it was inappropriate, right? So the parents
The
thought
parents
it was inappropriate
thought.
enough to do
The
something.
parents thought, with the help of Fazio and other people that and Peckerwood, who were in direct communication with them, said, "Hey, man, we can make a case out of this, man. You can make some money off Frank. Let's get him in jail."
I don't think people should be going.
I like the kid. The kid's a good kid. He's a very sheltered kid. He's a really good kid who doesn't have friends.
I mean, his parents obviously disagreed with your assessment.
Well, I've done so many shows on
Big
that.
Kev, can I ask Frank a question there, Big Kev? Can I?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy. How you doing?
Real quick. Make it real quick.
Yeah. Hiya, Frank. Hiya, Frank. Listen, Frank, there's been a lot of back and forth between you and Barry J. Yeah, Barry J did call you a child predator, etc., etc. But I just say this to you, Frank. You're failing to acknowledge the fact that you have done the same to Barry J. You've made numerous videos calling him a child predator too, with the young girls he was with, saying that he was this and that. So it goes both ways, Frank.
Do
you know what I'm saying?
The difference is what you're saying. I've got him on tape with an underage woman who was soliciting her to get her friends to join him for the same purpose of why he was visiting her.
Was she underage, Frank? Barry J says she wasn't underage. You're assuming she was underage.
Barry J doesn't lie. And Barry J doesn't lie. Like a bear doesn't shit in the fucking woods.
But had you concrete evidence that she was underage? That's the thing, Frank. But yeah.
Oh, excuse me, but the shoe ain't on the other foot. If you had a fucking family, don't fucking tell me that if he labeled you as a fucking child together, and he did it every fucking show for how many years? Please, sir, don't tell me.
Frank. Yes, Frank. I listened to both of you, and listen, Frank. Just let me speak for a second. let me speak for a second. I've listened to you in numerous videos, and you've graphically described how Barry J's father abused him, and like graphically, you didn't just, you went like real demeaning what he done, you know, and you were getting enjoyment
Actually,
out of it.
then there's that video of him with the young girl. I asked my Filipina, and they could tell better than we could. How old do you think she is? She said probably no more than 16 years old. I've asked other people on this. How old do you think this girl is?
That is
Now,
pure speculation and nonsense. You can't look at someone and judge her.
You see,
okay,
no
well, it's
concrete
yours. All
evidence,
right,
Frank.
great. I'm glad you
Especially
said
with the
that. I'm glad you said
the
that.
Filipinos
I'm
showing
glad
up
you
their
said
age.
that because it's pure speculation to say that I did things with my tenants that weren't cool or their children. It's pure fucking speculation, but that's okay.
No,
But to be part of
I listened to exactly the song and what you were saying to that little boy. So that's not speculation because you can go to a bunch of these channels that don't
what
like
did I
you
say
and
in that
try to.
song that would be grooming? What did I say in the Muffin Man song, which is
I
exactly
didn't
what
say
it is?
grooming. I just said inappropriate. Obviously, you're talking about a penis. I heard you say the word penis, so you know.
No, no. Replay that. I don't ever remember using the words penis. I said pee-pee. And there's nothing wrong with pee-pee. My girlfriend says to me all the time, I got to go pee-pee. I tell her I got to
Nothing
go
wrong
pee-pee.
with talking about a pee-pee to a little boy who is not your child, to someone else's. That's appropriate to you. It's not appropriate in my book. If I don't have a boy, but you know, if I did, and if it's just some, you know,
Well, let
near
me tell you
stranger
something.
talking to
I
my
would be guilty
child
as
about
hell.
pee-pee.
I would be guilty as hell if I was fondling some kid, if I was being really
I'm
graphic
not
around
talking
some
about
kid.
fondling. I'm talking about being inappropriate. Quit adding in bullshit.
I'm not adding in bullshit.
Yeah,
He
because you're
simply
talking about
came over my
fondling
brother's
now.
motherfucking place, and you're making a spectacle out of it. Everybody built
I'm
it up
not.
into
I asked you
something.
a simple question, and I'm
It's
saying
very
it's
simple. The
inappropriate.
kid came into my brother's fucking apartment unannounced. I was doing a show. That was it. We sang a
Talking about
fucking
pee-pee.
song.
Talking
We
about
sang a
pee-pee.
How old
fucking
is this
song.
kid?
And whether you deemed it to be inappropriate or not, that's for the law to say. And we don't have a criminal case. We have a civil case. So
And you're
hang it
probably
up.
the only person who thinks it isn't inappropriate.
Hello,
I never
Michael.
said anything in regards to the inappropriate. It probably wasn't a good idea to
So
sing
you
a
agree it
song
was
that was
inappropriate.
having to do with
Got it.
Fazio and the size of his fucking mushroom, making jokes
So
about it.
talking about another man's pee-pee to a child, that's not inappropriate?
Well, did I say the word guy's cock or anything like that?
It don't.
No, I didn't. No, I
I mean,
didn't.
does
All
that
right,
little
look,
boy not
I
know
know
what a
where this
pee-pee
is
is?
going.
Does he not know
I've
what a
done
pee-pee is?
shows on this. I don't need to be redundant on this again. I've talked to you on here before about this shit, and it's the same
This
rhetoric
is the first
that's
time I've
coming out
ever
of your
talked to
mouth.
you about it because I literally
No, I've
recently just
talked
heard
to
this
you
thing a couple
before.
weeks ago. Not about
I've
this
talked to you
topic.
several
I've
times
talked to you,
before,
yes,
several
not on
times
this
before.
topic. Never on this
If
topic.
I
Quit
did
lying. I've
something,
never talked to you about this
bottom line is,
topic.
if I did something appropriate with some child, then I'd be in fucking jail. And it would be a case against me for that. There is no case against me for inappropriate action on a young child. There is a civil case having to do with other matters where it is frivolity involved, frivolous activity with the people involved that want to make a paycheck. It's a bottom line. You can make any story out of it as you want, make it into folk history, whatever
I'm
you
not
want.
making a story. I literally just asked you a question if you thought it was
I love
inappropriate.
children. I raised my daughter.
Apparently you don't.
I raised my daughter on my own. I've never inappropriate touched her or talked anything about such nature.
Nobody's saying that. Why would you add that in?
Court
That's
trusted
that's
me to have
crazy.
full custody of my daughter, and I'm a man, and that didn't happen very much at that time. I'm a responsible person. I respect children. My girlfriend has children that live here. I don't them inappropriately. I never say anything horrible in front of them. I respect them. They are treated like my own children. And how dare anybody ever say that I could do something inappropriate with my tenants' kids? That never happened. You know,
Well, I heard it. It did happen.
because you the
There's
timing was
recording.
bad.
There's
That's about it.
recording. There's recordings of it.
What happened? Pee-pee. Oh, shut the fuck up. We talked about a fucking pee-pee, and you're
I
making
thought
a
you had to
fucking
go
graphic
already.
case
Don't you
out of
gotta?
this.
Don't you? I'm
Jesus
not
Christ,
making a
do they
graphic
take
case.
the
I
kid
just
and
said it's
fuck him up the
inappropriate.
ass? Did I take that kid and fuck him up the
You're
ass?
saying that. I mean, what's the matter with you, dude? Why are you being so graphic about a child?
You fucking moron. All right, I'm out of here. My girlfriend's home.
Thank
What a
God, you're an
fucking
inappropriate
moron.
man.
I swear,
Frank,
what a
Talking about
fucking
fucking a
moron.
little kid
What a
up the
fucking...
ass. What's
Frank,
the matter
You
with
are
you,
a
dude?
moron. You are
Frank, you
inappropriate. No,
need
you are
What a
inappropriate.
gross,
You
Frank,
are
take a
inappropriate.
deep breath,
You
man.
are
You're
inappropriate.
losing it, man.
You are
Don't
the
lose
I
it.
said my
disgusting,
part.
gross man. I hope no children go around you anymore. That's crazy.
Frank, you need to acknowledge that you trashed Barry J as much as he trashed you. You know,
Wow.
you're not understanding that you caused as much harm to Barry J as he did to you, and you know that's my opinion. But you won't acknowledge that, and there's no point in talking to you as regards that because you're adamant that you were right. You see. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You have said an awful lot of derogatory things about Barry J, and there's videos there to prove it. Like you know, and if you were a true man, you could have just left it, walked away, and Barry J's in jail now because of you. You know, that's the reality of what you've done to the man. You know.
Well, I would disagree with that. Barry J's in jail because of Barry J.
Smash that
Yeah,
like
well,
button, you guys.
well, Frank
Frank,
instigated
Frank,
it.
look,
Like,
This
you know.
is what I was talking about with Big E earlier. Like people like want to put blame on other people all the time for a fucking man's mistake. Quit being little soy boy bitches out there. What the fuck's the matter with you men? I mean, have all men gone completely fucking soft? Are the testosterone levels near fucking zero? Step the fuck up, dude. Jesus Christ.
very good show, you guys. Thank you, Frank, for losing it. You guys smash that like button. Frank lost it. Oh, somebody pushed the right button. Oh.
He's an
Thank you,
unhinged
guys.
moron. It don't take much to do it. He did it to himself. All I said is inappropriate. He lost his fucking cool.
Hey, no little kid should be around grown adults, you know, without their parents anyway.